Have you ever imagined an exhaustion so deep that no amount of sleep can touch it? An illness that's often completely invisible, totally misunderstood, and sometimes, sadly, even dismissed. Well, that's chronic fatigue syndrome, or CFS, and today we're going to decode what it is, what might be going on behind the scenes, and maybe, most importantly, what your body is trying so hard to tell you.
Right off the bat, we need to get one thing straight. This is not your typical, I need an afternoon coffee kind of tired. People living with CFS describe it as a profound, lid-weighted exhaustion. It's like a physical weight just pulling you down. And it's so important to understand that this feeling, this is the baseline of the illness.
So let's just make this distinction crystal clear, because it's everything. On one hand, you've got everyday tiredness. You have a long day, you work out hard, you get a good night's sleep, and you bounce back. But CFS fatigue? It's a whole different animal. It's a debilitating, crushing, whole-body exhaustion that rest simply doesn't fix. They're not even in the same ballpark.
Now, if there is one single thing, one symptom that truly defines chronic fatigue syndrome and sets it apart from almost everything else, it's what's known as the post-exertion crash. The technical term is post-exertional malaise, or PEM, and that word post is the absolute key. This isn't about feeling tired while you're doing something. Oh no, this is a severe, delayed crash that slams into you hours or even a day or two later after what might have been a totally minor effort. And that crash, it can put you out of commission for days, sometimes even weeks.
Let me just walk you through what this actually looks like. So, step 1, you do a small, normal activity. Let's say you clean one room in your house, and you might even feel okay doing it. Step 2, the delayed crash hits. You wake up the next morning and bam, you feel like you just ran a marathon you never signed up for. And step 3, the recovery. We're not talking a few hours, we're talking days, maybe longer, just to claw your way back to your already very low baseline. It is a truly vicious cycle.
Honestly, here is probably the best analogy for this. Imagine your body's energy battery isn't just low, it's physically smaller than a healthy person's. It's like you're starting the day with maybe 20% charge, and once you use just a little bit of that power, it takes a painfully, unusually long time to get even a single percentage point back.
So here's a really crucial point. Even though fatigue is right there in the name, this illness is about so much more than that. We're talking about a multi-system condition that basically puts your entire body on a constant state of high alert.
Yeah, this goes way beyond fatigue. We're talking about unrefreshing sleep, where you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. Intense brain fog that makes thinking feel like wading through mud. Dizziness when you stand up. Widespread body aches, gut problems, issues with being too hot or too cold, and being really sensitive to light and sound. It's a full body takeover.
So what in the world is going on under the hood here? What are these biological signals the body is sending out? Okay, let's dive into some of the leading theories. The first major theory is that the immune system is just stuck. It's stuck in overdrive, completely overwhelmed and chronically activated. For a huge number of people, this whole thing kicks off after a major illness. A really bad flu, a case of mono, and now, as we're seeing all the time, COVID-19. The initial infection might be long gone, but the immune system never got the memo to power down. It stays on guard.
Think of it like a fire alarm in your body that is constantly blaring 24/7. Even at a low level, that kind of activation becomes this enormous, relentless drain on your body's energy reserves. It just sucks the battery dry. All right, theory number 2 is that the body's entire stress response system, what's called the HPA axis, has gone completely haywire. It's essentially stuck in a permanent fight-or-flight survival mode, just burning through energy it simply doesn't have.
Now, another theory zooms way in, all the way down to the cellular level. Research is showing that for people with CFS, the mitochondria, the literal powerhouses inside our cells, they're struggling. They aren't producing energy the way they should. And, well, if your cellular engines are sputtering, of course the whole system is going to slow down. And finally, there's the autonomic nervous system. This is the part of you that runs all the automatic stuff in the background, like your heart rate, your digestion, your body temperature. When this system gets thrown out of whack, it explains so many of those other symptoms, the dizziness, the gut issues, feeling hot or cold for no reason. It all starts to make sense.
Okay, so with all of that going on, it can feel pretty bleak. But what can be done? The path forward, it turns out, isn't about fighting harder or pushing through. It's about finding a completely new rhythm with your body.
The single most important strategy, the cornerstone of managing CFS, involves a really radical shift in thinking. You have to stop fighting your body and start listening to it. This approach is called pacing.
So what does pacing look like in the real world? It means you have to become an expert at listening for your body's earliest warning signs. It means stopping an activity long before you hit your limit. It means breaking every task into tiny, manageable pieces. And this is the secret sauce. It means resting before you feel like you have to. It's proactive, preemptive rest.
If you take only one thing away about managing this condition, let it be this. The whole goal of pacing is to live inside your energy envelope, whatever that may be on a given day. And that means you never, ever push yourself into a flare-up. That's the golden rule.
And then there are other habits that can support that foundation. Things like very gentle movement, but only when your body can tolerate it. Simple practices like deep breathing to help calm down that overactive nervous system. And creating a steady, predictable routine which can give the body the stability it's craving. So when you pull all of these pieces together, a pretty clear theme starts to emerge. These symptoms, they're not just random failures or glitches. They're messages. Your body is talking to you.
And this might be the most powerful and important mindset shift of all. It can really feel like your body has betrayed you, like it's turned against you. But from a biological standpoint, it's actually doing the opposite. That crushing fatigue, it's your body's emergency brake system, trying desperately to protect an overloaded system from causing itself even more damage. So what is it really saying? It's saying, I am completely and totally overwhelmed. It's saying the pace you used to keep is just not possible for me right now. It's saying my energy budget is tiny and we have to guard it with our lives. And more than anything, it's just pleading. Please, listen to me. And that's really the question I want to leave you with because it changes everything. What if this profound, life-altering fatigue isn't a sign of personal failure or weakness, but is actually a deeply intelligent message from a body that is trying its absolute best to survive?